Martin, without putting words in your mouth to reflect what Simon said earlier on, days gone by, that Chelsea will be all right. Chelsea will be okay this season. Will they? Now, I know there's hardly any paint in the wall regards to new season. It's hardly even dry yet. We're only just into it. But £1 billion spent. Are they in a worse position than they were when Todd Boehly took over? What's the identity of the team now? Many Chelsea fans yesterday, as far as I could see, were like, I don't know, I don't recognise my team now. This was a team that went to West Ham and lost 3-1. Where are they?
Well, first of all, it's far too early to be making assumptions. It's the second game. I didn't see the match, but I know that I'm just reading up the possession that Chelsea had, listening to what I think Chelsea were terrific in the first half in the game, and conceded some goals in the break. However, I didn't see it. I think that Chelsea will be absolutely fine. They have spent a lot of money.
What does fine mean?
Fine. Well, they should get together. I think that. Let me put it this way. I think Chelsea are definitely a top four team.
Definitely
four side.
They will end up top four.
Top four side. I believe that they have got that capability of doing that there. They might have to tighten up a bit defensively, but overall, I think that they've got the wherewithal to do it.
Yeah, and
that's precisely what I've said.
Does Pochettino have a lot to do with both of your thinking in that?
Of course he does.
Yeah. Pochettino's come there. I think you mentioned that maybe the words are they a work in progress. I don't believe there's such a thing in this game anymore. I don't honestly believe it. So, and I'm fed up listening to those words. That nobody gets Chelsea have never been a work in progress. They have been for the last since Abramovich came in. Is a matter of getting some very, very good managers in. Mourinho at his very, very best came in at the side. Bought some big players, Drogba, people like this here, wrested the championship away from Manchester United and became a player. Ended up winning the Champions League a couple of times. So Chelsea have that sort of identity in that sense over the last 20 odd years. So, and I think that I think that the owner stepped in there thinking, well, listen here, if I buy some of these players, they should improve the side. They should improve immediately. If there was a work in progress at Chelsea, then why did Graham Potter not get longer?
I mean, did it all start going slightly pear-shaped after Tuchel?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're looking at Tuchel's contribution to Chelsea during the 18 months that he was there was a remarkable transformation from those that can't do it in Frank Lampard to those that can do it in Thomas Tuchel. Hence the reasons why you saw a side go from a difficult period under Frank to a team that won the Champions League 4 months later. It's cup competition, very different dynamics, very different rules, but notwithstanding that, they were better in the league. The following year, they were far better in the league and were fighting on numerous fronts and lost 2 cup finals on penalty shootouts.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, what went with Thomas Tuchel and the baggage and the challenges that you have with Tuchel and the behaviour behind the pitch would have been difficult for any owner to price into their thinking. But off he is now in Bayern Munich, and they'll have whatever challenges they had with him. PSG had the same challenges with Thomas Tuchel, but no doubt, as a football manager, for periods of time, he operates at the highest level. Chelsea were always going to have a problem with a change of ownership. And a change of ownership, this is the first football club that's been bought for £2.5 billion. This is something unique that the world hasn't seen. And there's lots of things that Boehly doesn't know what he's doing in, and clearly some of the acquisition policies, some of the prices that are being paid for players are not the workings of somebody that's understanding the industry the way he should.
And you can't just throw money at it. There's Kevin. They were reigning world and European champions when the new guys arrived. They've spent more money in a year than all the clubs in La Liga.
And we understand that it's his money. He spent it how he wants. He's not complaining about it, so I don't know why we need to complain on his behalf. He'll be the ones that's looking at it saying, I've spent £1 billion and I've got bugger all out of it right now. The question is how quickly can they learn and how quickly can Chelsea reclaim their position at the top end of the division? I have said since the turn of the finish of last season that I believe that Chelsea will be back amongst the top 4. That's because I believe Pochettino operates at that level. They've got the players. They've got the players to be able to achieve it. Right now, they haven't got the team. They're not a team right now. But if you also look at the performance...
Pochettino you've called a bridesmaid in the past.
But I don't think he'll win anything. I think he'll get you to the top 4. If that's winning by some people's mindset, then he'll win. But if you're asking me, do I think Pochettino will win the Premier League in his time at Chelsea? I doubt it. Do I think he might win a cup competition? He may do. But if you're asking me to define what I think Chelsea should be defined by, with spend patterns like this and achievements like the last 20 years, their benchmark should be winning the Premier League.
Of course it should, especially if you spend a bill.
I don't think Pochettino will achieve that.
You don't think he'll achieve it?
But the current situation where Chelsea finished 12th last year, they stank the place out for the back end of last season. They made decisions that were ludicrous in terms of putting Frank Lampard back in the dugout as some tilt towards the relationship with the fans. All of these things were wrong. Right? But Pochettino is a high-level football operator. Is he the elite guy? Does he go past Guardiola? Not in my mind. Does he go past Klopp? Not in my mind. But is he amongst the best of the rest? Yes, I do think he is. That means that Chelsea will become the best amongst the rest. And that means, in my mind...
That's what £1 billion spend gets you.
Well, no.
The best of the rest.
No, fine. But again, we don't need to be complaining on behalf or worrying about how much Todd Boehly is spending. He needs to worry about that.
Yeah.
That Chelsea clearly will build a side. If you look at I mean, statistics tell you everything you need to know. 76% possession in that game against West Ham.
Yeah.
A 90% pass completion rate against a 69% against West Ham.
Yeah.
Key moments in that game got away from them. It won't be long before Chelsea are far better and getting far more compelling outcomes than the ones they're getting right now.
Here's the key stat. West Ham 3, Chelsea 1.
Absolutely. Undeniable.
Yeah. Okay.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.